Beneath your lives, the deathless lost and blow. A room of fathers, I got to be passive. On a lamp shot to survive. He's alive beneath the sky. In a place where we can hide. Clouds and waves will sail and roll to discover where we will find the truth, where we will know the combat action in control. As through his cross against the soul, we'll lost in the beauty forever once and more. The melody in our hearts, a journey that will lead us far. The ocean's calling, whispering an ancient melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss. We'll dive, explore and discovering presence waiting, and up becomes the calling us. It whispers in a breeze, an ancient melody that sets our spirits free. The ocean's calling is whispering in a breeze, an ancient melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss. That night comes around. Dive in the truth, Messiah, take the control, Pariah. Dive in the truth, Messiah, take control, Pariah. Find the The ocean's calling us into the abyss. Until day us. We're gonna stand up and we're gonna take it down. The ocean's calling is whispering an ancient melody that sets our spirits free into the abyss. Beneath your words, the deathless lost and low. Dive in, the truth, infinitely.
Bear with me, everyone. I have the playlist acting crazy.
First in line don't know why I waste my time. I can't find happiness, I've tried. Maybe I'm blind. I should throw it all away and find another field to grow. And I should give up on my dreams, see my hope for being broke. Stop believing in myself, I'm not a diamond in the rough. Disappear to my doubts, cause I'll never be enough. Every time I feel this way, I feel the weight of feeling wrong. Try to be myself today, but it won't stay that way for long. Introspective imperfections, yeah, I see them all. Try to sing the pain away, but I just sing the same old song. Yeah. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy. I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy.
All right. Well, happy Merry Hump Day. Here we are for another episode of Banger Wednesday. As always, we started the show with some tracks off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I used to say I picked them at random, not so much anymore. That was just 3 songs I really wanted to listen to tonight. But it was also meant to show those of you that may be new to the show the range of styles that we get on the show. I probably could have done a little bit better because I know we got some that are further in the punk realm and some that are further in the heavier realm than the ones we just played. But I felt like those 3 had some nice little ranges on them. So again, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Please find that playlist. Please add it, save it, listen to it. This is the tool that has been bringing the most success to the bands. I mean, because that's what they want to do. They want you to listen to their tracks, not sit here on the show and listen to me. So please add it, go listen to it. And by listening to the entire playlist, you're not only helping the bands you hear tonight, but every band that's been on the show before and every band that'll be on in the future. So I'm going to plug it all night, get used to it, but you need to go get it. All right, let's go straight into intros. And Jack, I'm going to come back to you in a second, but I'm going to do intros real quick. So joining me tonight on the Co's panel, I got guitarists from the band Elijah, our resident gear guru, and our resident newscaster, I guess. That's Bo. Also joining me, vocalist from the band, let me catch my breath on this one. Vocalist from the band Distance is Dead, vocalist from the band A Day on Earth, artist behind the band Set Alive, and TikTok content creator, we have Dom. Hey, I didn't screw that one up. I'm happy. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm the man behind the mask of the band Forged by Titans and creator of Banger Wednesday Forge. So we got 2 really cool bands. Tonight we have Void Leaper and we have Mind Virus here. And now this is where I come back to that Jack thing. Jack, I am so sorry. This whole time we've been sitting here in the pre-show and before, when we were talking to the bands in private, I did not realize you were the same Jack from the band that had that song. I think it was called Vesuvius, right?
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if you get on the social media much, but you're one of my favorite clips. I mean, we don't really do clips often, but you made the highlight clips. So it just hit me like a ton of bricks. So yeah, Jack, happy to have you back here.
I'm stoked to be here. Thank you.
And with that said, that was just a nice, easy way for me to just segue into the first band, and that's got to be in record time. Jack is here with the band Void Leaper tonight. So Jack, why don't you tell us a little bit about this band and this track, and I'm gonna get that queued up.
Absolutely. So I'm Jack with Void Leaper. I'm actually now a solo artist, coming from Buffalo, New York. Still playing with metal. This project is kind of whatever I want it to be. It's going to be shifting between metalcore, deathcore. This track specifically leans more into deathcore for sure. So it's a bit of a heavier one.
Yep, and you know what? That's we talked about this on quite a few shows. Man, deathcore is making a raging comeback right now. So yeah, I'm anxious to check this one out then. So for those of you following at home and just listening to Twitch, we do have a video for this one. So if you want to get your eyes on the screen, now's a good time to do so. I have that video ready to go. So let's go ahead and enjoy Void Leaper. Here we go. All right, and as always, I go all the way to the end of every track just to make sure we don't miss anything. All right, so we're gonna get with Jack here. Let's see, Dom, you I saw you smiling there towards the end, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and run with that.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of the Rees. Dude, so this is your solo project. Is this all mixed and mastered by you as well?
Yes. Yep.
So everything's done in house.
Yep.
Just like one little
Right. Right in this chair.
It's badass, man. That's not a. It's a really hard thing to do to get that kind of quality and be a solo artist, kind of balancing all the instruments, the vocals, everything, and vocals, all the instruments, all of that's to you as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, that's for anybody watching, that's freaking crazy. You have like a whole one-man show there, kind of doing everything. So is everything? This is more of a Bo question, but drums programmed and stuff like that.
Yeah, drums programmed, bass also programmed. I was using the Umansky bass.
Heck yeah, what were you using for drums on that one?
GDD, the metal One Kit Wonder.
Oh yeah, that's good. And what? Sorry, well, I'm taking other questions, but what were you using amp sims or were you miking up or?
I have an Axe 8 fractal unit.
So I guess walk me through what behind this song, like what was the inspiration for it, and I guess lyrically as well.
So I have I spent a little bit of money on a 30-inch baritone guitar, and I plugged the guitar into my chain, which is like it starts with a Whammy DT precision drive and then into the Fractal. So I'm like, how low can I make this thing go? So it was already in double drop D, so like, and then I dropped it, ended up getting it down to like A0 without getting it wobbly. I'm just like, all right, let's just see what I can chug along with this. So it was really just kind of like a fun experiment for me to see how low I can get the guitar to go.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, we got low, dude. As heavy as I don't know. That was heavy as hell, dude. So, what kind of inspired you to kind of branch out and start doing solo project?
I was kind of done with shows, to be honest. I played a lot of really cool shows. I played with Whitechapel, 1056, Tala, you know, a lot of bands I love. But there's a lot of stress and equipment failures, and it was just getting to be a little too much for me. And honestly, I found my passion being in the studio recording, because my last band, I solo recorded our album, put that out, and I'm like, man, that was my favorite part. Let's just do that.
Oh yeah. So I get. Let's say you talk like, I mean, you blow up. You have like a really big label they want to. Do you think you'd do solo stuff, like go do shows and tour?
I'd give it a shot.
Here we go. Well, all right, man. Yeah, I mean, that was freaking heavy, dude. I like the dynamics in your vocals with everything you had. Like the streams were layered really nicely. It wasn't just a constant low. You had some mids, some highs in there. Yeah, dude, it was freaking solid. That was and it was really well mixed and mastered. We haven't gotten a bad one on this show really yet that like came in and we were like, well, yeah, man, maybe, this was just like a live recording demo on an iPhone. But it's still like to get that kind of quality that you have is like kudos to you, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, I think I'll go ahead again. Freaking awesome track, dude. I'll be listening on this one in the car, fucking sure. But I'll get to Bo now.
Big track. Yeah, I definitely remember you from last time. We have fun talking about gear. Just a random thing. I use a FX3. Like the brother to the AX8. I think it's interesting. You said you run a precision drive into that.
Yeah.
So I do like a Dire Wolf generally, but I love running a real overdrive pedal into whatever I'm using as a modeler when I'm riding.
It's awesome, isn't it?
So much more texture to it. It makes it feel so much more like the actual amp does. I think it's a lot of fun. So I think it's cool because I don't see a lot of people that do that. They just throw it all, on the processing unit. And I think there's just this big layer that adding that adds to it. So
totally agree.
Fun. I like that a lot. Did you say what tuning it was?
A0.
A0? Okay. I like that. I do like, I'm a sucker for lyric videos. That was a lot of fun. You got like some sneaky synths in there, here and there in the background too. Just like a lot of layers, like outside of just the vocal is just a lot of just tons of layers of that. It sounds huge. So I have a random. This would be more like a Dom question since he's going to steal mine. So like, and I'm in we're in the writing process right now with my band too. I am curious. I get a lot of imposter syndrome, and I feel like it almost makes it worse working with other people to like finalize songs that I've started on because my imposter syndrome is so bad. As soon as we start digging into something, I'm like, is this even good enough? And then I'll end up like rewriting riffs 20 times, trying to make them like more and more complex or better or whatever. How do you kind of take on something like that when it's just you? I mean, what kind of process do you go through a little bit, I guess?
So this is my second try at running solo. I did it coinciding with my other bands, just pooping it out. But I kind of, with the other project I was doing, it was initially just like, I'm gonna do what I can here. I know it's not phenomenal, and I'm just gonna keep pooping things out like as much as I want to. And I just kept whipping stuff into the wind. And eventually I just kind of got used to it. Like, I write like me, and then that's the end of the day. I can't do anything more, anything less. So I just kind of got used to just pooping out music and whipping it out. And then, so this project is like, I feel a bit more refined now. I understand what I'm doing. My quality is, getting close to where I want it to be. Let's rebrand. Let's take off with this.
I like it. I like it. How many tracks have you kind of done with this so far?
This is the second track.
Second?
Yeah.
So we're
First
getting
one's-
a nice workflow going a little bit, trying to figure out.
Yeah, they were released a week apart.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm excited to see what you got coming for it. And just keep doing you, man, because I mean, I think there's a lot of truth in keeping things a little bit more with your like what you have down for that first run through, and then stop overthinking things a little bit and be confident in it. What you got going is great, and I'm excited to see what you come up with next, and we'll get you back on the show when you got some more stuff going down. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Side note for you, Bo, check your messages real quick. And back to you, Jack. So let's see. There was a reason why I brought up the Jack thing earlier, where I couldn't believe why I didn't remember him. So I do want to explain that clip real quick. So let's tell you a little bit about Jack. Jack's a very humble metal musician. So he's on the show, and we're playing all these bands, and his band was following up a band that was pretty heavy. So the clip is pretty much Jack saying, it's a clip of the segment where he goes, man, I don't know how we're gonna follow that up. That was whatever, heavy and whatnot. And then it goes straight to a clip from their track, and it's just like slapping the hell out of us. Dom's head's about to fall off his shoulders because he's headbanging and stuff. and then the clip cuts back to us saying, calling him out for being a liar, because he's like, yeah, there's no way I can follow that up. And then he like takes the show. But yeah, so super glad to have Jack back. I don't know why I didn't recognize him at first. I don't know. I was just in the zone trying to get the show together. But again, and I'm recalling a lot of that conversation the last time you were on, and I do remember you telling us about your mixing and mastering in house, and the same comments last time are the same comments I have this time. Man, you got a really good feel for what you need to do for what you're writing, because it sounds amazing. And Dom, Bo, and myself, we talk about it on a lot of shows, and Dom briefly mentioned it earlier. We've had nothing but good sounding tracks on the show, and it's just amazing how far technology has come for you to be able to DIY stuff like this. Because I mean, I hate to admit it, but there was a time where I was in a little room with like a mic hanging from the ceiling, and that was recording everybody at once, and we thought we had something back then. But again, back to your track, I love how you balanced everything. I like how, and especially with this style, this deathcore style, how you get that heavy thump with your kicks and your bass, the way they were set. That thump is something I really love, especially in deathcore. You did it great. Everything was still clear though. You were able to get that thump and that heavy low end in there without muddying up the whole track. So I guess it's a good thing that that's the part you like, because you're actually good at it. It would have sucked if that's the part you liked and you couldn't put out a good track. So so lucky you. But and we talked about your gear a lot, but and I may have missed it because I'm always doing background things while everyone's talking, so I apologize. Did we say what kind of guitars you were using on this?
This is it's a 6-string guitar, but it's a 30-inch baritone. It was actually cheap as hell. It was like $300 on Gear for Music.
What's
Okay.
the brand?
It was, I think they
Show it off.
rebranded
You got it?
recently.
Show
Yeah,
it
I got it here. Hang on.
Show and tell.
Yeah, we love show and tell.
Show and tell time. How do I make this stop making me blurry? None. Okay. One sec.
Take your time, man.
It is a Sub-Zero. So this was like their cheap ass in-house brand. The pickups aren't great,
I think you.
but you know, you run enough distortion through it, and you're you're good to go.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it comes stock and an octave down from standard tuning.
Nice. Well, then
But yeah,
that,
they rebranded this to something else. If you want something like this, check out Gear 4 Music. I think it's a UK business, but they're cheap.
okay, right on.
I thought for a split second,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if it's my connection. But I'm just seeing the thing. But
Still blurry
Badass.
for me.
well, no, I don't see you.
Oh, okay.
Is that, just my side?
Yeah, it might just be you there, Dom. We see him. But yeah. So okay, well then that explains it, because obviously you can
There it
get.
is.
There you go, and
There it is.
you can you can clearly get to most tunings from many different guitars: 6-string, 7-string, 8-string, obviously. But man, whenever you are playing super low on a 6-string as opposed to playing higher on a 7-string, it makes a difference. And if that's what you use on this track, you did a great job. And you said that was A?
Yeah, A0.
Okay.
So like octave below standard, drop A.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think sounds great, man. You got a great tone out of it. I did like your guitar tone throughout, so that's really awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, you kind of scratched one of my questions, since you said you're a solo act, so I know you're not gigging anytime soon, but I will ask, where are you wanting people to go to check out your band? What platforms are you predominantly on?
So in terms of social media presence, I'm mostly active on Facebook. I am on Spotify. Bandcamp is a big one. Whoops, I posted your link in your chat. That is not what I thought I had copied on my clipboard.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks for the free advertising.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, just looking up Void Leaper on Spotify and whatnot. But if you're looking to keep up with me, Facebook's probably the best place.
Hell yeah. And I always like setting bands up like this. And if you ever happen to lose your little black book where you're writing down all these links that he's telling you, he will be on the Bang Wednesday Spotify playlist. Add it, go find him there. And again, the rest of the bands will be on there tonight as well. So, tell you what, another question. Do you have merch lined up for this new adventure, or do you have some coming?
Not yet. I've got some ideas in the works, so I've actually got the ability to press shirts here, so I can make them in-house if I want. So that'll be fun.
Hell yeah. And you know, this is actually another good question I just thought of. So since you found that you enjoy being a solo artist, and it's primarily because you like doing mixing and mastering, is that something you're looking at pursuing, like for other bands? Because we do have a lot of bands that are DIYing it, that need someone to help them with their mixes and masters. Is that something you're interested in, like, picking up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll pick up as much as I can while I am working full time, something completely not even close to in the music realm, but I'll pick up as much as I can when I can.
What are you talking about, man? You mean you're not making enough money making music to quit the day job? What are you doing wrong? No, I'm just messing. What are you
Just a
doing
good
wrong?
time, man.
Yeah, you remember those days, huh? When everyone was a starving artist, musician, and somehow they all made money somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, BS. BS. All right. You know, I guess now's a good time to open floor. Jack, is there anything else you want to tell us about that you got going on?
So Ashes did right before we broke up, we released our album in full. So the band from that clip that I had been on with last time, that album's out. I'm really proud of it. So that is called, if you were to look up Ashes, Oil, and Water, that'll pop up for you. And that was a lot of cool, great minds, I feel, put together. I really like working with those guys. You know, things just sometimes don't work out. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, and we did check out Vesuvius on the show.
Yep.
It is on the playlist. If you want to check it out, check out. It is a really badass track. If you don't believe me, go find the video on YouTube. It's there somewhere, and you can see us, going hard with it. So Great track. Super stoked to have you back, Jack. I really am just still in awe that I didn't recognize you at first. Like nothing was long day, dude. Nothing was clicking for me.
It was like back in February.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is fair. It was a hot minute ago.
yeah. That was like I don't know, 70 bands ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So again, I'm gonna use Jack as another example. Prime example of this show is not a one-hit wonder show. We like to keep in touch with all the bands, and as they come out with new material, we like to get them back on to check out their tracks. And Jack's living proof, as he has come back. And again, dude, super dope track, man. You did a really good job mixing and mastering. And it's just crazy how much a good mix and master set the track up. You know, you could have the most badass riff and the most amazing talent in the world, but if you can't hear what the hell they're doing, it's worthless. So definitely kudos to you for putting that together on your own, and it's sounding pristine. So keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I might even send you a track of mine or something to help me mix and master, because sometimes it be like that and you just want to be lazy.
Yep.
But all right.
Feel that.
Yeah. But again, we had a Jack here with Void Leaper, and want to thank him again for stopping in. And now's a good time to put Bo in the spotlight. We're going to talk about some metal news. So take it away, Bo.
We got some interesting stuff happened last week. One of the big ones, this kind of sucks. Veil of Maya went on an indefinite hiatus out of nowhere, canceling anything they had coming up, festivals, tours, etc. Really kind of nuts for a band of that kind of like, you know, in our realm anyways, kind of big name. Been around for a long time. The next one, I don't really care about the band, but it is news because again they are a pretty big one. But Fever 333 canceled tour as well, and kind of is going on a hiatus as well. I don't really care about them, but on the lighter side of things, the New England Hardcore Metalcore Fest had Killswitch Engage and a bunch of older bands reunion kind of thing. And Howard Jones actually joined the band on stage for some of the set. I definitely need to dig around on YouTube and find some stuff of that. So that would be pretty wild to see. On the gear side of things, Neural DPS out of nowhere kind of unleashed a Nano Cortex. And that's been a lot of controversy behind that. So it's just captures. There's no like models or anything on there, and it's pretty limited. There's only 2 buttons. There's no screen, and you can only tweak things or do anything on your phone. Kind of a weird piece of gear. I don't understand it. I don't really. Definitely don't like it. There's a lot of better options for that, but that's been kind of fun to see the drama over that, because I believe we're getting to the point where everybody's just kind of like tired of like the guitar YouTube stuff, because they just come out and peddle all the shit that they get paid for all at the same time. So it's been kind of a fun week to just kind of see some of that. Just, you know, I feel like a few of those, like that might be like some of those people's like final videos for a little while. Everybody's just kind of getting tired of it, bombarded with just a massive paid advertisement at the same time. So that's what I got. That's some random stuff that we had going on the last week, and back to you.
Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, quick question about, I don't know. I keep seeing on like a lot of the metalcore groups and stuff like that. Is Van's Warped Tour coming back?
I have heard, but it's also it's being, you know, it's another one of those. It's being run by what the hell's the ticket company that's basically ruining music as it is.
Live Nation.
Yeah, Live Nation. It's going to be a Live Nation festival, so that automatically is just no for me. And it's only going to be in California, is my understanding. And yeah, so all of us old people that were ready to go bathe in the sun and get sun poisoning and have to go get an IV drip from dehydration. It's not for us. It's not for us. So.
Oh yeah. Well, and I got a few things I want to add to it that are coming to memory. It sounds like Black Dahlia Murder is making a comeback. For those that may have remembered those guys, your boy Marcos from the band Il Nino, it sounds like he's stepping down. That was something really interesting. I didn't even know they were still playing, to be honest with you. That's how removed I am with those guys. And then I'm pretty sure everyone in here has heard of Archspire. Sounds like they got auditions for a drummer, so if you are a drummer, they're looking for someone. Go hit them up. And that was the news with Bo. Thank you, Bo. So real quick, let me plug a few little things in here. Just because one of the bands asked me this before the show, yes, we do have a merch store up, and I just happened to pull it up. There will be a link in Twitch somewhere, as I'm sure. So yeah, we got a full lineup of fun stuff, different colors. Hey, look, there's very little black here. No, I'm lying. We got black for everything. So we got stuff here. If you feel like you want to pick up some swag, go there. Pick a color, any color, pick your size. And if you do, please take a selfie and tag us on social media so we can share you to the world and your beautiful face and the merch. All that goes back to helping us pay for the things that keep the show moving. So please do so if you can. And also YouTube, I'm slacking on it, guys. I'm sorry. We are populating YouTube, so if you missed some of the previous episodes on Twitch, they'll be on YouTube. Most of them are there. I got a few episodes I'm behind. We'll get those up soon. So feel free to head over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. And if you happen to want to get a free merch package from the Banger Wednesday store, we are doing a giveaway. If you go to YouTube, subscribe, and comment on one of the videos, the word certified, as in certified banger. Certified will get you entered into the drawing. We'll do that towards the end of season 3, and someone will walk away with one of everything on the merch store. That'll be a hat, a hoodie, and a t-shirt. So if you want to be in that, get over there. Tell your friends. Okay. That was enough pitching. So here we go. Next band tonight, we got Mind Virus. I got Mike and Pat here. So why don't you guys hop on in here and tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're about to check out.
Mind Virus started in 2019. This song is called Vlad. It's about the original blood drinker himself. He is the Impaler, and I just hope you enjoy it.
Yes. And real quick, it reminds me of a meme. It's got the picture of Vlad the Impaler, and the words were, "It's never too late to give up." Vlad didn't start impaling people till he was in his 30s, so that's motivation, guys. This is a motivational song. That's what I'm putting together. All right, so again, this band sent in a YouTube video, so if you're listening at home, put your eyes on the screen so you can enjoy the view. Here we go.
This is our latest single, Evil has no death.
Yeah, that's right. You liked it. It was good. It was great. Impaled a few people along the way. All right. So Dom, you're gonna take this one away.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking awesome song. Damn, that was heavy. I'm a sucker for a good solo. I feel like a lot of heavy metal. I listen to a lot of like deathcore and metalcore. I like, standard death metal and black metal as well, and just Blast Beats, dude, freaking sick solo, fucking sick. You guys shred. That was seriously crazy. And it's like a lot of the genre I listen to a lot of the time, I feel like solos are starting to kind of go away and getting replaced by a lot of synths and stuff like that. So it's always nice to hear some people still freaking seriously shredding. But I guess first question, like, walk me through your guys' band formation. You guys said you formed in 2019. How'd you guys all meet and get together and stuff like that?
Yeah, so me and the singer Sam, we kind of hooked up in 2019 with another drummer, and he was in the band until about 2020, then parted ways. And we had just slowly been adding people. We started as a 3-piece, and I wrote all the songs. The first couple of songs were actually for a solo project of mine, and then I just kind of moved them over. And yeah, currently right now, we've had a lot of members switch ups recently. You might notice in the video, we actually have a different drummer than we have now. Pat is not in that video, unfortunately. And the other guitar player is no longer in the band. The bass player in that video is actually now playing guitar. He's probably the most talented person in the band, if I'm being honest with you. That kid can kind of do anything he wants. His name is Mark. So Pat has been with us for what I'd say going on like 3 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he picked up real fast. If I remember right, you hadn't played drums for a while.
It had been 16 years since I had played a show. So
Yeah. And I mean, he picked up real quick. Yeah, we've played a number of shows with him already. Already in the process of writing new material with him. As I said, our bass player Mark moved over to guitar. And then our singer's wife, Summer, actually moved in on bass, who had never played an instrument before, besides like piano and stuff in school. And she picked it up incredibly fast. I was very impressed myself. And And so yeah, currently we're a 5-piece, and that's my preferred setup. So
Hell yeah. No, and it's also like, I mean, band lineup change-ups, you never want them to happen, but, you know, inevitably they will. But, I mean, that's kind of crazy. You got a guy who's, you know, just like Forge, you know, Forge had put music away for 10 years and put the drum that you said 16 years and then came back and just freaking killed it. And somebody who's never played bass before touches it and is just taken off. I mean, that's pretty outstanding. I guess, you know, my scene here, like, if you're looking for any like metal vocalists, metal drummers, guitarists, or people who are passionate about this kind of music, it's really easy to find like a pop band or a jazz band or like, you know, a butt rock band. How's your guys' scene where you guys are at?
so yeah, we're in the Treasure Coast of Florida, Stewart, Port St. Lucie area, and there's a lot of hardcore and a lot of deathcore in the general area. But it's all guitar players, you know. So, you know, finding musicians to begin with who have their own equipment is already difficult. And you know, I've been fortuitous enough to surround myself with phenomenal players that just also happen to like to play the music that I like to play.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, you know, that's exactly, you said it right yourself. You know, it's like it's hard to find people who have their own, not even just being passionate and actually able to play worth a hell, but even just to find people who have their own equipment and everything ready to go. So I mean, that's awesome for you. It's kind of like it's kind of meant to be kind of thing. So that's freaking sick. Was this mixed and mastered in house, or is this something you guys outsourced to a studio?
Yeah, no, we go to a studio local to us called the Hitbox, run by our buddy Mike. And I've known Mike for like going on almost 20 years now. And you know, he cuts me a good deal. I've always gone to him for recording, and he's only gotten better and better over the years. It's funny though, we're like the only metal band he records. It's a lot of pop punk in that area too. And you can kind of tell, I think, by our recordings that we don't sound like every other metal band either, and our quality or how things are pushed in the mix. And I attribute just as much of our sound on recording to him as much as it is, you know, our settings and what have you.
Oh yeah. Well, again, guys, freaking awesome track. I just freaking, I love blast beats, I love heavy, and I love solos. So like you guys phenomenal playing, seriously. Yeah, you guys freaking shredded it. I was vibing. But I'll give it over to Bo now.
Yeah, man, like really, really fun. Great song, complex riffs, the, you know, fun video. I love seeing, you know, videos just kind of focused on the band and, you know, playing exactly what they're playing. It's a lot of fun to watch. You're using Jackson guitars in the video. I love Jackson. I've got like 3 Jacksons from the last probably 5 or 6 years that they've been, you know, making them, and they're just their build quality is just kind of mind blowing. How good they are. So I'm a big fan of that. What kind of tuning were you using on this song?
Yeah, so we use 7 strings, and all of our songs are in A standard.
Okay.
A lot of the metal bands we play with tend to be in like a drop tuning, you know, G, E, F, whatever, you know, what have you. So whenever we started the band, I really wanted to stand out sonically in a live setting, and nobody's using standard tunings anymore. It's the same reason, you know, our focus on having dueling guitar solos, you know, it's something we focused on because we'd go to shows and nobody's doing it. You have a bunch of heavy breakdowns, and that's fun and all. You know, I listen to it, it's great, but the art of the guitar solo has kind of disappeared in metal. And you know, oftentimes when we go into these back and forth guitar solos, you kind of see a reaction from the people where they're like, "Oh, there's a bottom half of the guitar. Oh shit," you know. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it. Especially the kind of back and forth, a little bit of dueling. You know, no one sees that coming right now. Like
Yeah,
people just, you just don't do it. So that kind of back and forth was a lot of fun, especially like again seeing the two you kind of play it on the video. It makes it for like it's just kind of like a fun little spot for something modern that actually does that. I think standard tuning is a lot of fun too. Like you said, it's different, but I think people underestimate like how like chunky that can be. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it's a totally different feel when you're doing something low in standard, like A standard, you know, low and chunky. I don't know, it's just a different kind of thing. Like, so I think it's awesome. All of that is awesome. As far as like, you know, I'm gonna ask you this for like the recording and for live. What do we do? What do we do for like amps or amp sins or plugins? Do you know what he did
Yeah.
for the recording part?
Yeah, so recording, we use three tube amps for recording. My approach to recording is very 70s Black Sabbath, like live in the room. Nothing is done through a sim. Um, you know, the amps we used was a PV6505, a Mesa dual rec, and a Marshall JCM 800.
The
And
classic trio.
yeah, and all of those are going through Marshall cabs with V30s, and my cabinet has the X configuration of two V30s and two hemp backs. And by the way, I know the hemp back is a newer speaker, but I highly recommend it. It really balances out the mid highs of the V30 with a nice warm low that never gets muddy, no matter how hard I push it. So I can't
like
speak
that.
to it.
I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it. I just haven't tried it myself yet. But I will say about, I mean, the amp selection is great, but I will say I think Marshall cabs are just extremely underrated.
Yeah,
Everybody glosses over them for Mesa or for, you know, like the newer boutique stuff like Omega and like Vader and stuff like that, you know. But like, dude, first of all, they're lightweight. Like they weigh like half of what a Mesa cab does. They're a little bit smaller, and there's just something about there's something weird about them. Like they sound better than the Mesa cab that I had. I sold mine because we liked the ones, like we liked the Marshall cabs that we had given to us by the Haste Today guys. Plug. But there's something mean about them. They're meaner than the Mesas.
Yeah, well, I think it's because they are smaller, so the air doesn't have much room to go anywhere but forward.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think I think people just like forgot about them because there's too many other shinier things out there. But I swear they weigh half of what the other guys do. They sound meaner, and you can find them used on Facebook cheap as hell all the time because people want something newer for some reason.
Yeah, and you don't even need like the 1960 ones. Like mine is the AVTs, which came with the MG amps, which the MG amps are garbage, but the cabinet is solid. It's a great thing. You switch out the speakers and you're go.
But it's made like I think it's construction wise, it's kind of made about the same as what the other ones are. They just have their proprietary, like their cheaper speakers in that one. But I think like they're kind of like, you know, with like the more particle board kind of setup and everything like that. What the 1960 cabs do. But they're just mean. They're mean. So I love it. And so are you doing the same thing? What are you doing live? What are you taking out live?
So right now, my 6505 head was my go-to for a long time, and then you know, as life has become more difficult, I had to make some choices and do some gear change up. So I had to sell that for rent. But I ended up finding an old PV Valve King on Marketplace for like $200. This thing fucking rips, bro.
Yep.
That was my primary amp. That was my primary amp head for 9 years.
For 200, yeah, 200, $300. You can find them all day, and they're so slept on. I agree with that. Yeah, Forge. Yeah, that was like a classic back in our kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
That was such an easy thing to find. Of course, back then you could get 6505s for like $500. I think I got one for like $400 back then. But Valve Kings, dude, you could get those all day, $200, $300, and people just didn't know how to use them. You could get great sounds out of those. I completely agree with that. That's super fun. I do have one more random question. It looked like you like taped over your neck pickup on your guitar in the video.
Yeah.
Is there something for that?
Yeah, I actually have it here with me.
Okay.
So I don't use the neck pickup. That's
Okay.
all it is. And our colors are green and black. I wanted to put some green on my guitar, found the fluorescent tape, and just kind of threw it on there. Whenever a black light hits it, it glows. It looks fun. But no, underneath it is just a standard Jackson pickup that came with it. I did switch out my bridge pickup with a Nazgul, which I can't. Like, if you're doing metal, it's the perfect passive pickup, in my opinion.
Especially your style, like that. The Nazgul pickups are just perfect for what you do.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have no complaints whatsoever.
Yeah, but that's great, and I'll stop being a gear nerd now. But yeah, you definitely you're doing awesome. You're what you're going for. You're doing it perfect. So
Thank you, appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep the gear nerd going for a second. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. In a sea of what I guess the best way to classify it is modern metal. It's about how low you can go and attempting to keep that clarity, and then what a lot of people don't notice is like current mixes compared to more traditional mixes. They're heavily compressed and the way that the guitars and the basses are both fit into the mix. If you do not have the bass, the guitar kind of can't stand on its own, and vice versa. And you don't really realize it unless you're a musician and you played the song or wrote the song and played it yourself, that like if you're not paying attention, like sometimes the instruments kind of just disappear because they become one sound, which is great. I mean, it sounds clean and whatnot, but to your point, you guys came in here and you're doing the total opposite, more traditional stuff that we would have heard from the likes of like, your Panteras and Lamb of God kind of still lives in that realm too. They detune their top string, but they're still pretty high up there. But anyway, the point is it's a nice change of pace to hear the higher tuning, hearing the different type of mix, because you did mention that this guy does more punk and other things. So I think that was fortunate for you guys considering the tuning you're in and the style you were going for. I think that was a perfect addition because the way he mixed your tones complemented the track really well. Everything's super clear. Each instrument could stand on its own, wasn't overly compressed, and that's what gives this particular track that cut and edge that most people that may not be in the metal world would expect. You think of all those harsh, edgy, cutting tones, and you guys definitely had that. I thought it was a really, really great track, man. The shred was awesome. I'm a guitar player, so of course I love hearing the shred. I love hearing the edge. I love hearing the cut, and it's just something about that standard tuning, man. You can get some awesome crunch that you do lose with all the other guitars when you go down to lower tunings, or you add a 7-string, 8-string, whatever. You kind of lose that. You do lose that crunch, and you compensate with more, distortion and shit like that. But man, just kind of covering all the bases and circling back and wrapping it up. Everything you guys did just worked and complemented well. And the fact that you guys did analog recording, that helped out tremendously too. Because I mean, so now I said all that. So now imagine all these riffs, and these guys recorded it, and they used amp sims, and they had a guy that did modern metal, and think of what the track would have sounded like compared to what it sounds like now. It would definitely have lost everything you guys were putting into it, honestly. you can't play that style and put a modern mix on it. It would lose everything. So kudos to you guys for just, I guess, being very fortunate that you had all the right elements together to put out a really awesome track. So and remind me, Pat, he's the drummer, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Did we ask what kind of kit you're on?
No.
What kit are you on?
So mine is a Mutt. It is originally it was a D drum, and somehow it still sounds good even though it's been painted about 5 times. So that's still holding up. But yeah, it's an old kit. I've had it since I was like 18. I'll be 35 this year. So.
Hell yeah. So it's definitely worn in, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It doesn't have the same skins on it as or I'm sorry, heads, huh?
No, I changed those out as soon as Sam hit me up about joining the band. I'm like, hey, I should probably change those. They were about 10 years old at that point.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So let me ask this: what type of bands were inspirations for you coming into the drum world?
Well, I have a Whitechapel tattoo on my arm, so that's number one.
Right.
Alshel Parish, Parkway Drive, Casey Estrain, stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
We'll mix everything.
Yeah, because and I asked because although the style and I'm having trouble putting a word with the style you guys were going for, in my opinion, I could catch little hints of other kind of like subgenres in there with some of the ways you were rolling and kicking. So that's why I like to ask that question, because I could pick up subtle little nuances that showed other genres within it. But that's awesome, man. Again, same thing like I was telling your boy Mike. The way your drums sounded in the mix were awesome. It complemented the guitar tones really well. So, good job on your part. Everything sounded great. So let me go ahead and go down to business now. And so I did see Mike has a shirt on. So that must mean you guys have merch available somewhere, right?
Yeah, we have all kinds of merch. We are heavy in the merch game. We play a lot of shows, and as anybody who plays a lot of shows knows, you're not getting paid for playing the show very much. So, we understand that the business side of it, unfortunately, is there. You can have the best songs in the world. That don't mean you're going to get paid well. So we have a lot of shirts. Black and green is our go-to. All of our shirts, the green paint is all UV reflective, so it stands out. All shirts are front and back. All shirts are priced well, $20 front and back, UV glow. I mean, you just kind of don't see that anymore, which goes back to our mentality of, we want to get back to, metal bands used to be fun. Now everybody's super serious. The artwork looks hardcore, but it's black and white. Where's the fun in that? You got your hardcore saying on the back, that's fun and all, but what makes it stand out? And our whole thing is standing out. So yeah, we got everything from koozies to hats, beanies, shirts, tank tops. We get long sleeve shirts coming in, and we only sell those either at our live shows or through our Facebook account. And that's because we would like to conversate with the people that are buying our merchandise, give them a genuine thank you. It's not some automated email that says your order's on the way. It's important to us that you're investing in us and we show our appreciation, because today it's so expensive to live. So the fact that you dropped $20 on one of our shirts, that means a lot to us. And, for you, that's just a shirt. For us, that's Denny's after we leave the show. That means we're going to eat, we're going to get gas, we're going to buy more shirts, we're going to record. So yeah, you can go to our Facebook page and we constantly post all of our merchandise. But, I highly recommend that if you like a band, buy their merchandise, whether it be a shirt, CD, sticker, whatever, because that's where they're going to see the most support from your money.
Yep. And while we're on this kind of platform talk, besides Facebook, where else are you guys live on social media?
We're on everything. TikTok, Spotify, Bandcamp, Discord. If you name it and it's got a streamable function to it, we are on there. And we have a lot of material out also, just to get it out there. You know, we have a full album of 7 songs. We have 2 EPs, and then we got a number of singles out. This one is Vlad is just the most recent. We have maintained a continuous release schedule of at least one release every year. And as difficult as that has been with, you know, the lineup changes, we have maintained that. And we look forward to continue to maintain that. You know, in today's world, consistency is king, content is king. If you don't have that, you're going to fall off. So, you know, we're working real hard to maintain that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and back to your comment, yeah, $20 for a band shirt, man. That's amazing. I mean, you can't even go to like Burger King and get a value meal for $20 anymore. So to have something that you can wear multiple times and reuse, and it's a band shirt, hell yeah, that's a great deal. But kudos to you guys for putting that effort in and making it easily available for people to pick up. That's awesome. And again, I do want to take a split second to again thank these guys for showing up to the show, bringing an awesome track. And again, that's Mike and Pat with Mind Virus. And I really do want to take a second and I want to shout out a couple people. I've been neglecting chat. Let me back up. I was reading chat. I was neglecting to mention the chat. I do want to shout out a couple people that have been regulars to the show. I saw Amethyst Raven had showed up tonight. Thank Amethyst for showing up and supporting the show. And I see, looks like Miss Scarlet also showed up tonight. Thank you to Miss Scarlet for showing up. Check out her band, World Shaper. Post some links out there, Scarlet, for them, if you don't mind, so they can check you out. World Shaper's been on the show before, and she just kept coming back. We couldn't get her to stop. All right. So, again, guys, tonight was another great show. We had Void Leaper, we had Mind Virus, and they both brought awesome tracks. One from a little bit more of the deathcore realm, the other one from a more, I don't know. Chime in, Mike or Pat. What would you classify yourself as?
Yeah, so the band actually has 3 pillars. As long as we fall into one of these 3, we've done our job. And that's death, doom, or thrash. And we feel like we do a pretty good job of mixing all 3.
Yep, I agree. And I think thrash was on the tip of my tongue. And but I wanted you to speak for yourself. But yeah, definitely. So again, another show where we kind of show all the different flavors of metal. And that's one of the things, that's one of our pillars. We don't just stick to deathcore or black metal or anything else. We try and get them all on. So again, great show, everyone. Do want to remind everyone, the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist, go find the damn thing, go save it, go listen to it, start to finish, listen to all these guys, and I promise you, you will be impressed with the quality of tracks we have on the playlist. So do that. Remember, if you have trouble finding these bands on the platforms they mentioned, they will be on the Spotify playlist. You can find them there, click on them, and go directly to their band Spotify. And I'm sure they got other links from there to go all over the place. Also, again, reminding you guys, we do have the YouTube up. We are trying to get it populated. Sorry, I'm slacking a little bit on that, but it's there. If you want to take part in the giveaway towards the end of season 3, make sure you go like. Oh, I'll say, let me back up. Make sure you subscribe to it and then comment the word certified on any episode, and that'll get you entered into the drawing for a chance to win one of everything on the merch store, which will be a hat, t-shirt, hoodie. So make sure you do that. You want to take part in it. And also, we mentioned it a few episodes ago, and I kind of forgot to mention it again. Sounds like we're going to get a Halloween show together, which would be the Wednesday, which would be the night before Halloween. So we're going to try and get some of the bands that normally mask up or dress up for their shows and performances and get them to show up in character for the show. I'll put mine on. I'll try and talk Bo and Adam into doing something. We'll have a little Halloween show. So stay tuned for that. I'll put more information out as I get it locked in. Amethyst, I'm coming at your boys. Come to Void, see if they want to hop in with their mask. So give them the heads up. All right, all right. Okay, guys. So that's it for tonight. That's all I had. And as always, we're gonna end the show by playing a track off the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. I'm gonna probably say it 2 more times before I actually play a song. Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. Make sure you go find it, add it, listen to the bands, and you know what? I know what we're gonna play. In honor of me not recognizing who the hell Jack was before the show and all through the intro, we're gonna play that track I mentioned earlier. We're gonna play Vesuvius, and that'll play it out for us. Okay. So again, everyone, thank you for hopping in. We are going to take next week off because I got to get some things together, but we'll be back the following week. So stay tuned for that. And as always, stay safe. Yeah, stay safe. Keep banging your heads. And we will see you next Wednesday. Here we go. Vesuvius.
particularly violent that night that it not only shook, but actually overturned, as it would seem, everything about us. This will be a real and nothing left to be but the end. I can't believe what I'm saying. This is for the sins and the intervention. From the death of dead and bleeding. This will be a real and nothing left to be but the end. I can't believe what I'm saying. This is for the sins and the intervention. From the death of dead and bleeding.
All right, good night, Twitch.